Good morning to one and all. Welcome back to today's class. As already we have started the chapter Animal Fiber, I want to recall the lesson. So yesterday we have learned that we get fiber from the plants and animals. Like from cotton plant we get cotton, and from the jute plant we get the jute. And here Nilima went to a sericulture exhibition. I told already what is sericulture. Once again I'm recalling the lesson so that you'll remember it. So the raisings of the cocoons, like we grow paddy, in the same way they raise the cocoons. So this is called as a sericulture in the farms. So they went to the exhibition yesterday and they went to first stall number 1, and there they saw the eggs of the silk moth, and they'll call it as seeds. And the other name of the moth is Bombyx mori, and its scientific name is Bombyx mori, and also they are called as chilakalu. So silk moth is like a butterfly, and after laying the eggs they will arrange it on a white paper, and for around 500 eggs they will lay at a time. So the eggs are very small in size. So all this we have studied yesterday. And in Chittoor district Horsley Hills we can see these eggs, the growing eggs and purchasing eggs, and they are called as granages. Now coming to the stall number 2, egg to cocoon. Here large trays with leaves and larvae feeding on them could be seen in the figure number 2. In figure number 2 you can see the leaves, and on the leaves larva you can see. Some trays had white and yellowish egg-like structures. So here they are feeding the larva on the mulberry leaves. These are called as mulberry leaves, and they feed the larva on these leaves, and they grow silkworms to get cocoons. They grow these silkworms to get the cocoons. After 5 to 6 harvests of worms in a year, in Karimnagar district, they'll bring the mulberry twigs. That means roots with small plants. They'll bring the twigs and they'll do plantation around 2 acres of mulberry leaves to feed these larvae, and they'll bring from Palameneru of Chittoor district. These mulberry twigs they'll bring from the Palameneru of Chittoor district, and they will harvest it for 5-6 times in a year. So they'll get 5 to 6 times of worms in a year. Like paddy we will get 2 times in a year. In the same way they are doing the sericulture, and they will get 5 to 6 times. 5 to 6 times of worms. And we plant the twigs to get mulberry crops. They'll plant these twigs and they'll get the mulberry crops, and they'll do the plantation. So here some farmers buy white colored silkworms from seed growing centers at Horsley Hills. So some farmers they'll buy the white colored silkworms. They'll call it also seeds from Horsley Hills. Already we have learned yesterday. It is in Chittoor district. And they place these worms in a tray, and they'll chop the mulberry leaves. That means they'll cut it into small pieces, and they'll place it on a tray, and they will feed these silk moths on these larvae on the mulberry leaves. So these worms eat leaves day and night. Continuously they will be eating day and night. So they need good hygienic conditions and proper light to grow. So day and night these larvae, these worms are eating the mulberry leaves. When they grow bigger in size, they transform these worms into size can frames called cocoonage, chandrikalu. So after eating day and night, these worms will grow into bigger size. as when we are like small child, we'll take the food and this growth will be taken place. In the same way, then these worms are taking mulberry leaves day and night. They grow into little bigger size. When they grow into little bigger size, they change the frames, not like these trays. They'll change it into frame and they're called as cocoonage. The age of cocoon is called as cocoonage, and in Telugu it is called as chendrikalu. After 30 to 35 days, the caterpillar stops eating and settles at a particular place. How many days? After 30 to 35 days, nearly 1 month, the worms will continuously eating day and night. So after 1 month or 35 days, the caterpillar stops eating and settles at a particular place. It weaves a net to hold itself. It started weaving a net like this. Suppose this is the caterpillar. It starts weaving a net. Weaving means alladam. It starts weaving the net around itself. Caterpillar moves its mouth from side to side and secretes a substance. What does it do? It will weave the net around itself and move its mouth side to side, and then it secretes a substance. When it is exposed to air and heat, it becomes strong. This forms the silk fiber. So the substance that is secreting inside its mouth, when it exposed to the air and the heat, then it will change into silk fiber and it will become strong. The net is woven completely to cover the body of the caterpillar. So except head, it will weave the net around its body total. This seems to be a closed sac. This is called cocoon, pattukayalu, and this stage is known as pattukayalu cocoon. So here they are saying the cocoon age. The age of the cocoon is cocoon age, and when it completely weaves the net around its body, then it is called as cocoon pattukayalu. After 30 to 35 days, the caterpillar stops eating and settles at a particular place. How many days? After 30 to 35 days, nearly 1 month, the worms will continuously eating day and night. So after 1 month or 35 days, the caterpillar stops eating and settles at a particular place. It weaves a net to hold itself. It started weaving a net like this. Suppose this is the caterpillar. It starts weaving a net. Weaving means alladam. It starts weaving the net around itself. Caterpillar moves its mouth from side to side and secretes a substance. What does it do? It will weave the net around itself and move its mouth side to side, and then it secretes a substance. When it is exposed to air and heat, it becomes strong. This forms the silk fiber. So the substance that is secreting inside its mouth, when it exposed to the air and the heat, then it will change into silk fiber and it will become strong. The net is woven completely to cover the body of the caterpillar. So except head, it will weave the net around its body total. This seems to be a closed sac. This is called cocoon, pattukayalu, and this stage is known as pattukayalu cocoon. So here they are saying the cocoon age. The age of the cocoon is cocoon age, and when it completely weaves the net around its body, then it is called as cocoon pattukayalu. After 2 to 3 weeks, the young moths come out from the cocoon. So when it is changed completely into a cocoon, at this stage, after 2 to 3 weeks, the moths will come out from this cocoon and flies away. Moth is like a butterfly. So this is the last stage. So after the cocoon stage, the small moths will come out from the cocoon and flies away. So the farmer should be careful at this time. Within 2 to 3 days of formation of cocoon, they start removing them from the tray. And they'll kill the larva that is inside the cocoon by the process called stifling. That means they'll put a lot of steam oven for 10 to 15 minutes. They'll take this cocoon. You can see here picture stifling. They'll take out these cocoons and they'll put it in a hot steam for nearly 10 to 15 minutes. Why? To kill the larva that is inside. Otherwise what happens? It will cut the net and it will grow into the mouth and it will fly away. It will grow into a moth and it will fly away. So the moth will come out from the cocoon if they don't kill the larva that is present inside the cocoon. Thus, they won't be able to obtain a quality fiber or fabric. If the moth cut the net and it will fly away, they'll not get the proper quality of the silk thread, silk fabric, silk fiber. They does not get it properly. Quality will not be good. So they will do the process stifling to kill the larva. These cocoons are kept in sealed bags and sold at the cocoon market. They'll kill the larva that is present inside the cocoon and they will pack it into a sealed bags and they'll sell it in the cocoon market. If not stifled, they sell them off within a week. And if they are not stifled, what they'll do? If they won't kill the larva that is present inside the cocoon, they'll sell it within a week. Usually they inquires about the rates of the cocoons in the market at Hindupur, Madanapalli, Dharmavaram, Khadiri, Palamaneru, Rayachoti and Hyderabad. In these places they will sell the cocoons. So cocoon market is in Madanapalli, Dharmavaram, Khadiri, Palamaneru, Rayachoti, Hindupur. So this is about the stage number 2. And apart from this, you have to know that mulberry leaves, when these larva is feeding on the mulberry leaves, we will get the silk thread. If suppose these larvas are feeding on the Desali Pattu, that means on oak plant, then they will get the tussar silk, will get the Desali Pattu. And some species of silk moths that lay eggs on Terminalia oak produce tussar silk. So it's very simple. When these cocoons, when these larvae, when these small worms feed on the mulberry leaves, then we'll get the silk thread. If suppose these feed on the oak plants, then oak plant leaves, then we'll get the tussar silk, that is called as Desali Pattu. This silk plantation is mainly concentrated in Karimnagar, Adilabad, Warangal, Khammam. So these 4 places, this silk plantation, where is the silk plantation mainly concentrated? In Karimnagar, Adilabad, Warangal, Khammam. So these 4 places the silk is produced mainly, and the cocoon market is in Madanapalli, Dharmavaram, Khadiri, Palamaneru, Rayachoti and Hyderabad, Hindupur. So this is about the stage number 2. So the advantage of stifling is to store the cocoons for a long period, and this is usually run in the reeling centers. They will do this process in the reeling centers. So here, don't get confused between stage number 1 and stage number 2. So in the stage number 2, what happens? They'll lay the leaves on the tray and they'll feed the larva on the mulberry leaves. Then after 1 month, they'll grow. So in this 1 month, they'll continuously eating the leaves morning and night. And after 1 month, they'll grow into a small worms. Then afterwards, to big size called Chandrikalu. And then they'll stop the eating and they'll stay in a particular place. And they'll start moving its mouth side to side and secretes fiber-like substance. When it is exposed to heat and air, then it becomes strong. And they will weave a net around its body completely to cover the body except its mouth. So it is called as the stage of caterpillar. This seems to be a closed pack and this is called as Pattukayalu cocoon. The larva of the silk moth undergoes changes into the cocoon to change it into a moth. So the larva that is present in the silkworm, it will go into the changes in the cocoon to change it into a moth. These changes all is happening to change the larva into moth. After 2 to 3 weeks, already I have told, the young moth will come out from the cocoon and fly away. It will be like a butterfly. So to avoid this, they will do the process stifling. If stifling is not done, the whole net that is weaved by the cocoon around its body will break up, will cut off, and it will be not used for the silk fiber. The quality will not be good. So this is the process that is going into in the stage number 2. This is the difference between the stage number 1 and stage number 2. Don't get confused. Go through again the lesson number 1, stage number 1 and stage number 2. And today's homework is pick up the hard words from the page number 20 and 21. I have finished up to stall number 2. So from this you have to pick up the hard words and you have to write. And do you know box? This is also important. It will be coming in the fill in the blanks or 1 more question. So write this do you know box also 1 time. That's all. Thank you.